Hello everybody, this is HG Shaves here. I'm back with another video. Hope this video finds you well and in good health, or you're quickly recovering. It's been a little bit of a crazy week for us here, and I reached out to some of you to remark how crazy it's been, and so I appreciate those of you who got back to me and checked in and said, everything's going to be okay. So I certainly appreciate that. Today's video is going to mostly feature this right here, the Timeless Titanium Slim 0.5 millimeter razor. So this is the polished titanium version. I haven't polished it up. I've been using it all week and just didn't get the time before the video today. So they've been making titanium razors for a while, and then as of recently they did the slim base plate idea, because their razors can be a little bit chunky in my opinion. I've used the Timeless Aluminum, which I still have, and I used to own a 0.68 Timeless Stainless, and that was my main complaint with both those razors, that they felt just a little, again, chunky for lack of a better word. And so they tried to maybe accommodate some of us, and they made this slim base plate. And now it still doesn't look like a super slim razor head, looking at it like this, but it's certainly not, chunky either. And so this is the crown handle, and I think that's a nice name for this handle. It is a little bit ornate, and looking at it, it's not maybe my favorite thing, but in function it works very well. I like having this little tip here to maybe place a finger or two. And so we'll talk about more of that as we go. For post-shave today, I'll be talking again about the Meštar Aftershave lotion that I enjoy so much. Some of you have been asking about the Meštar product line, and so I'll mention that at the end of the video. And then for our soap and brush today, using Summer Break Bell Ringer again, still trying to finish this tub, and I'm using the Declaration Grooming Randy Watson B8 to lather up today. So we're just going to go ahead and get right into the face lather here with the soap. And I'm still not quite yet sick of this scent, which is wonderful. And I think I've been using this for, not necessarily every shave, but maybe 90% of shaves for the past 3 weeks or so, something like that. So happy to be trying out the Timeless Titanium Slim. I don't think I mentioned that it's on loan kindly from someone. We're doing a little pass around between a few of us. And I must say, the razor has been really nice to use, and this is the first full titanium razor I've used. I had a titanium handle on a stainless Wolfman razor that I owned for a little bit there, and that was my only real experience with titanium though, otherwise. So I'm starting to see the allure of it, and maybe there are some merits to it other than the high price, which it's funny, the high price for some people can seem to be a merit, and just because it's expensive they think that's a good thing. I'm gonna go ahead and keep lathering the soap up, and then I'll bring you back in when I'm about to start my first pass with the Titanium Slim. All right, so we're all lathered up here, and we're gonna do the first pass with the Titanium Timeless Slim. For some reason, that's a mouthful for me this morning. We're using a Polsilver SI blade. So one thing that you have to keep in mind with Timeless and their blade gaps is that they're a little bit misleading. For example, I believe they have a bronze, so it's a brownish goldish metal, so it's either bronze or brass. I think it's bronze. So they have this bronze razor that's maybe has a 0.3 something blade gap, and You would think from that alone that it's a mild razor, right? But it's actually definitely more aggressive than like their 0.68 stainless. So, I mean, the blade gap just doesn't really help you at all there. And so I mentioned that because with this razor, 0.5 is not a huge amount. But they mentioned on their site that, you know, this blade gap's a little misleading, and they actually call this an aggressive razor. I'm like, be careful. So on one hand, I do agree that, you know, it's not 0.5 mild like a carved plate would be with that kind of gap. Like, it's not anywhere near as mild as like a carved A plate. If I had to guess, or I had to compare, I would say this maybe feels most like the Game Changer 0.84, actually. So a pretty big step up from 0.5, you know? Working with 2 days growth as usual. This feels not quite as, I don't know, smooth or comfortable in the cutting as the Game Changer. But it's the closest thing I can think of out of modern razors that I've tried recently that remind me of this. These Polsilver blades work so well for me, I sometimes wonder why I use anything else. But you could say that about a lot of shaving gear, right? Works really well, but we like the variety, so we don't stick with it. All right, comfortable first pass, and I'm going to rinse and bring it back in for pass number 2. Pass number 2. All right, we're going to do our second pass across the grain mostly. Effortless second pass there. I mean, I sped it up for you all, but it went by pretty quickly in real time as well. And razor's just working really well for me. So I'm going to do another rinse and then bring it back in for the third and final pass. Third pass. All right, we're back. We're going to do our third pass against the grain. So again, as a reminder, I don't think the 0.5 millimeter gap is accurate, but I also don't think that this razor is aggressive. Kind of disclaimer. is accurate either. It's somewhere in the middle. And I think the other people I know that have tried this razor out already, I think they kind of agree with me as well. Let me know if you don't, and we'll be happy to hear your thoughts. So the price thing on this, as I was saying earlier, some people just like to have the most expensive razors and gear and all that, and totally your right to do so. Titanium's a difficult metal to work with, and as far as I understand, that's part of the that's maybe part of the reason why it's so expensive. Maybe that it's not so expensive in its kind of raw state, but it's just that it's expensive to work with and, you know, difficult to work with as a result. And so there are a lot of companies that'll do a titanium razor offering, but then it doesn't last very long because it's just difficult to consistently pump out titanium razors, especially polished ones like this. Whereas Timeless has been one of maybe the only razor companies that has been making them this consistently, this long. Someone can chime in and say otherwise, feel free. And so I think for this exact razor, all polished, I think you can get it under 300 bucks. I think it's gonna be 280, 290. You know, with a regular top cap. No stand, nothing like that. And presumably if you went for the matte, not polished look, you could get it even cheaper. And while that is a lot of money, for the titanium end of the spectrum, I feel like it's not that bad. There are companies now that charge way more for their titanium razors. Likewise, I know people who make stainless razors who charge a comparable amount to that. And you used to be able to get them in their scratch and dent section. They used to have titanium parts in there, and man, that was if you didn't care about little, you know, imperfections on your razor, which I certainly don't, that was a great way to get it. But that seems to be discontinued now. So again, I mean, really nice 3-pass shave, not too aggressive, not too mild, kind of just right area for me. You know, for 2 days growth, it was great, but I also used it kind of every day this week for daily shaving. It also worked very well. And yeah, just a very clean result. I'm going to do my final rinse and then bring back in and talk to you over post-shave, right? All right, for post-shave, we're going to be using the Spartium Natural Cosmetic Meštar Aftershave Lotion. So as some of you will remember, this is made in Croatia by kind of a cosmetics company that does some shaving gear as well. And this was my favorite post-shave product of 2020 in terms of it being a new, you know, something new that I hadn't already tried in 2019 and something that I was able to use here in the winter months. And I use this all winter long. I'm pretty sure there's a song that goes like that. And so, yeah, this is a lotion. So it does have a slightly different feeling to a balm. I'm not totally sure what the difference is still. I feel like balms are supposed to be a little bit heavier in general, but could be wrong. And yeah, this has a nice kind of dark aquatic scent, which I don't have many of those in the rotation, and I really like this. So for those of you that have been asking, there is going to be some new Meštar products in the near future. I'm not quite sure when, but in the near future, and I'm hoping, no promises, I'm hoping that their availability in the US will be readily available and will be easy for all of you to try out these wonderful products. So the Meštar Aftershave Lotion. All right, so for a final recap, we used summer break soaps, bell ringer shaving soap. Still probably got a couple weeks of shaves in there. Not going down anytime soon. Decoration Grooming Randy Watson B8. Really enjoying this brush. And then finally the Timeless Titanium Slim. So definitely check it out. If you're interested in a titanium razor, give it a go. I think this is a great option. Again, relatively affordable by titanium standards, and you know, made by an American company that has been pumping out razors for a considerable amount of time. All right, so hope you all enjoyed today's video. I'm not quite sure what I have coming up next week. I know I'll still be chipping away at that soap, but that's about all I know. So until then, stay well, stay safe. Thank you all for watching. This has been HG Shaves. Goodbye.